Pete, you okay?
Yes.
We rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And if we could just remain standing for a moment, especially for all our armed services, emergency services, this craziness over in the Middle East. So depending on what news station you watch, a couple of service folks have been potentially harmed or killed in action, so we pray for their families and those folks. Thank you. Okay. Welcome everybody to Village of Highland Falls regular meeting, Monday, March 2. I don't have many comments tonight, other than it's good to see all of you. Any local organizations or elected officials in the audience that would like to talk first? Okay, public comment on agenda items. Mr. Mahoney?
Yeah, I have a comment about the agenda.
Sure.
And at the bottom, after number 7, it says public comment, before all the trustees talk. And it would be nice if we could hear what you have to say and then ask questions or have comments about it. Although maybe you don't want questions, just make comments about it. I have items I want to speak about from last meeting, because that's the way the agenda is written. You have public comment, then a liaison comments. So I'll wait till later.
I think we put it that way so that if you do have a question and a board member would like to respond to, they have that opportunity.
Yeah, I understand that, I understand that. And you have been open, a lot open than the previous administration, and it would be nice if you could have that little bit of a give and take afterwards, after the board speaks about your departments that you oversee.
Okay, we'll take it under consideration. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're still on the honeymoon, to be honest with you, so if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then I have to shut it down, so.
Sure, I understand.
As long as we all remain polite, which we all have, so
Yes.
I'm certainly amenable to that. Nobody else? Okay, I've got bills and claims for warrant number 2510 for fiscal year 25-26 in the total amount of $410,048.81. A couple of the big ticket items in there is the Mearns Avenue paving, which was $129,000. A truck that the board approved that we finally got delivery of. A new truck for $126,000. And our Section 8 program, which was approximately $85,000. The rest of it's just general bills, which is roughly $56,000. So, if everybody's okay with that, I need a motion in a second. We can discuss if we have to and vote.
Motion to approve the bills.
Motion by Trustee Ramus. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Gargiulo.
Discussion, I did have a question.
Sure, hold on, just, Jen. Okay, sure, absolutely.
On the Mearns Avenue paving
Yes,
project,
ma'am.
there was a change order of somewhere over $12,000. What was that for?
I believe it was to put an extra curb, and it was before it was done before my time. There was a little left over in the total budget, and it was just to put in some extra curbing that they wanted to put in on one side of the road to help with the drainage, steering the water.
Okay, because I didn't see anything in the packet of what that change order was for, so I was hoping that we'd have some more clarity on things.
Change
like
order
that.
on the ward paving portion?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the main change order on that project. It was a little curbing.
So were those separate sections then? Because I feel like the curbing was done prior to the actual paving, right?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So the bill that's in this warrant here was the $117,000,
Mhm.
which was the paving contract. But there was an additional $12,000 on top of that on that bill.
I'm pretty sure it was the extra curb. I know we had the one extra section where the DPW likes to turn around, that they just put the binder in, up on, as you're going down Mearns towards the town highway garage on the left. But I don't think
So
there
it's a
was,
blacktop berm, or it was
not a
concrete
berm,
curbing?
not a berm. It was actual binder that they put down. But I don't know that any other change order other than the extra curbing, and that may be one section of blacktop that they did. It's not really the parking lot, it's just where they turn around.
Yeah, it's across that space,
Yeah.
house.
Okay, so I know, I mean, in a contract of $117,000, $12,000 doesn't seem like
No,
much,
it's a
it's
good
less
question.
than 10%, but
It's a good question.
again, it's,
I'll-
you know,
I'll
it's
get our
not a
engineer
thing.
to, I'll get our engineer to confirm it and get it to you.
Okay, so can we maybe, be a little more thorough moving forward with all change orders in any projects? Because we've kind of been through this before with Little League Field, there were several change orders that didn't have any documentation to back them up, so.
Oh, absolutely. Was that it? Okay, all approved?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Approve a refund of unused escrow money to MC Joint Venture per Rick Manicozy in the amount of $3,054. This is just to clean up some escrow accounts that we don't need, and that individual actually started another one. So we have to give that money back because it's for a different project. So I just need a motion. So moved by trustee Olivia, seconded by trustee Gargiulo.
Question,
Yes, sir.
that project, have you heard from all the entities that we were using this escrow from, that they're done with review?
Yeah, it's been on the books for, I wanna say, a year. Heidi, you could correct me on that if you want. It's been there for a while. And everything, all the bills have been in for that particular item. But I can't use those funds for.
No, I
Yeah.
get that, I just wanna make sure all the bills have been paid.
Yeah,
And just to say it's been on there for a year, there's other projects by some developers that have been on books for 5 years, sir. So,
yeah, no,
I'm just asking a question.
nothing on our end, and if they do come in, then you'll have to reestablish the escrow.
All right,
Any other questions? Okay, all approved?
aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. You have the minutes in front of you from our February 17th meeting. It was a regular meeting, pretty thorough. Just need a motion. Motion by trustee Gargiulo, seconded by trustee Carroll. Any questions, changes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. We have a request for Easter egg hunt sponsored by the Town of Highlands Recreation Department on March 28th, 2026, Easter already. Oof. From 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at Roe Park. You have the paperwork in front of you, under the town's insurance. Motion by trustee Gargiulo,
Second?
seconded by trustee Olivia. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Authorize the mayor and/or deputy mayor to sign the Quadient annual contract for the postage machine at Village Hall for $59.69 monthly. It's a postage machine we use in Village Hall to send out mail.
Motion?
Motion by trustee Olivia,
Second.
second by trustee Carroll. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a quick resolution for 25-26 budget transfer, general fund to workers' compensation in the amount of $1,599.12. Whereas at the March 2nd, 2026 village board meeting, the village board approved the budget transfer from general fund to workmen's compensation Now therefore be it resolved that the following budget transfer in the amount of $1,599.12 be approved from Chase General Fund 7927 to NCA Comp Workers' Compensation 0658. Motion by Trustee Gardullo, seconded by Trustee Carroll. Roll call.
Trustee Olivia?
Yes.
Trustee Remus?
Yay.
Trustee Carroll?
Yes.
Trustee Gardullo?
Yes.
Mayor DeSalvo?
Yes. We have a request to approve 10 days of vacation buyback from Deputy Treasurer Luciana Brown. We have done this in the past for various employees. I believe it is in the handbook. We gave you a copy of that section for buyback. You get so many days on the anniversary, you have to use 50% of them, which meets that criteria. So this is up to 10 days buyback. And to be honest with you, I can't afford her to take off anymore in that position, so.
Motion to approve?
Okay, motion by Trustee Olivia,
Second.
seconded by Trustee Ramus. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Chief, is our labor attorney there?
No, sir.
I haven't seen
Okay. Public comment on anything whatsoever, Mr. Malachi?
I'll let somebody else go first,
Okay.
if anybody else wants to. Maybe, I'll spur people to stand up and speak. I mean, last week was an interesting meeting, last board meeting, it was an interesting board meeting, and I go out, I leave, and I have questions. And every liaison meeting, their reports on the wastewater and the water produced by the water plant. It's like we produce so many hundred thousands of gallons of water, but we treat more wastewater, and it's been blamed on sump pumps. And it makes me wonder, how much does it cost the village, the taxpayers, to treat 100,000 gallons of wastewater over 500,000, which is possibly an average. Yeah, and you also raised fees around the village for blasting permits and things like that. Well, what about fines for someone being caught running their sump pump into the sewer? Now, that raises a whole thing that you don't have enforcement. Well, that's why we elect you. We elect you to make progress here. Find a way to enforce zoning regulations, rules that you have on the books, so that it's not costing all the taxpayers money for the few that disobey the rules. Work with the town, work with the county. What are other villages doing in Orange County to handle problems like this? Find a way to have enforcement. I also liked, that's that, and I also liked the, how you spoke about you want to improve communication, and that's really great. I'm really for it. And I think a lot of the village residents are for that also. But I'd also like to say there was some breakdown in communication in the snow. And there was, you hired contractors, and there needs to be good communication to the contractors or supervision of the contractors. Now, I live on Parry Avenue. The contractors spent over half a day cleaning the snow on Parry Avenue. And Parry only has parking on one side of the street. And all they had to do was one side. And Parry Avenue also has recessed sidewalks. You have the street, then you have three feet of grass, then you have the sidewalk. They cleared the snow off the grass between the street and the sidewalk. They spent a lot of time. That time could have been better supervised.
Flush.
around other corners, or other neighborhoods that needed that kind of help. And just the one observation, I've made it before, the salt spreader is really set too high. The last time you did it, a few days ago, I guess, it's spreading salt up on the sidewalk. And again, my sidewalk is 3 feet from this, more than 3 feet from the street. I hope everybody else listens also at these meetings and comes up with questions and observations and wonders. One of the things mentioned was, one other thing mentioned was the 4th of July. And I'd like to ask the board, how many members of the board are on the 4th of July committee? I mean, how many, who's overseeing the banking, the 4th of July bank account? Who's, is there, eyes on that from the village board? Village taxpayer money is going towards the 4th of July, which I'm glad it is. I'm sure that everybody in the community is glad about that. And we're looking forward to it, but we want to make sure that it's well run, and we'd like somebody from the board to be not overseeing or being a part of it. That's all I have. Thanks for listening.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
Yes, sir.
He's here now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you want to hold it, or do you have a report you want to do, or do you want to?
I have a few things.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, thank you for your comments, Mr. Malachi. I definitely agree with several of the things that you stated. I do think a little bit more back and forth on our agenda items. I think that's a good idea. And the sewage pumping into the, people pumping their basements into the water sewage system is definitely something that is a concern. I know I've seen it myself at different locations. I'm not sure how we would go about actually catching and finding and enforcing that, but it's definitely a good train of thought, so I appreciate that. A couple things just in village happenings. We've got the 11th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade this weekend. That's March 7th, 3 p.m. The winter market remains open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays at Holy Innocents. There's a special edition sit and chat trivia, March 18th at the American Legion from 6 to 7:30, and that's the Historical Society, and they're always looking for new members, so if you're interested, please reach out to Ms. Ronnie Coffey. And there was a change in the AOG's Community Open Forum, is scheduled for tomorrow evening. The location has been moved, so it will take place at the West Point Visitor Center, and that again is from 6 to 7:30 tomorrow evening. So if you have any questions or discussion items for them, that would be a good opportunity. And a couple Recreation Department things going on. They have scheduled an additional ski and snowboarding night, and that is at the Victor Constant Ski Slope. That's this Friday, March 6th. So if you missed the last opportunity, you have another one. And April 3rd is the registration deadline for both softball and baseball leagues for Recreation Department. And I'm sure everyone is anxiously awaiting warmer weather. If we do happen to get more snow, please remember to keep your vehicles off of the streets. You are responsible for your sidewalks, so please keep your paths clear, not only for your own safety, but thinking about all of those in your community. You've got a mailman that comes to your door every day, and the sanitation crew, you expect them to pick up your trash. They should be able to access it, so please remember to clear a path to your garbage can as well. Seen a lot of that this season, and it's not a pretty sight, so let's tighten that up, please. And lastly, please sign up for the village alerts. That's on the website highlandfallsny.gov. Click on the first box that says alerts and follow the prompts from there. Best way to keep in the know with all of our alert system. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Trustee Gardullo?
On the snow, Mr. Malika, you and I actually had a conversation about that, and you asked me about the sidewalks, and we did the sidewalks in the last meeting. I did say it was a little bit of a storm, so we did your side and the other side, because again, somebody was bound to push it over to that side. So that's why we did it, and we grew, I think, 1,000% from that storm to this one. We also had a conversation about the salt, and I know you had a conversation with Dave Hurst, that he said he had them all lowered. So again, next time it happens, just reach out or just say, hey guys, I think it's going too fast. So you know we're open to that conversation, so
Okay.
we addressed it. So I just wanted to just make sure anytime you want to do that, please do. Our DPW report, village crews completed extensive winter work, including removal of dead trees, taking down holiday decorations, repairing and installing park lighting, coordinating sewer repairs on Main Street, and maintaining the senior center. Crews also performed vehicle equipment maintenance, supported snow removal operations, that was continuous, handled leaf and tree pickup, street sweeping, and completed pothole repairs. So we're just trying to keep things clean and operational. And as I say, we will be sending the guys out for training, simulated training for the next storms coming up for the next few years. Again, we always have hindsight, but we did have foresight that was going to happen, but these storms really wasted us. I just want to talk a second about our youth. I've been having big conversations, and I know we often talk about expanding activities for our youth, and much of that work actually begins with strengthening the connection between our schools and the community. That's why I encourage the residents with or without school-age children to attend school board meetings. I actually really appreciate the presentation meetings. They're really informative. And if we're talking about impact aid and things like that, those are the answers to the questions, a lot of the questions that we see asked and that we see on Facebook. All the, and it helps to go to all board meetings. We as a board try to get to the town meetings also, as many as we can. But it's good for the public to do that too. So with that, there's a new app, and I shared it with the Town of Highlands youth. I shared it with the high school, I shared it with the senior center, and CCD for kids who need volunteer hours, or anybody who just wants to help. It was actually very useful in the snow shoveling. People volunteered to do our senior sidewalks and things like that. It's a volunteer-based app that connects neighbors with need of light assistance and residents willing to help. Things like taking out garbage cans, mail pickup, the dog walkers, those young girls that walk the dogs are really fantastic. They signed up on the app. So there's actually a flyer now with a QR code that you can just scan it and get on there, join that. In addition, I wanted to highlight that the village is super excited, talking about youth employment opportunities and worksite applications. They're back from Orange County. If you're a business, old or new, and in need of summer help without going over budget, Orange County offers this initiative that covers the young person's wages while they learn business and workplace skills. These opportunities help young people gain real-world experience, build responsibility, and stay connected to our local community while also supporting village services. It's a win for our youth, and it's a win for the businesses, and it's a win for Highland Falls. Again, when we talk about youth, it's really making them workforce ready, as well as their recreational activities. And again, this is a program through Orange County. It's called the Youth Employment Program. I believe the Village Hall is signed up as a work site, work site application to get somebody into intern. And Trustee and Olivia and I were at a meeting where people loved this. Somebody was a florist, right? And they really taught him how to do like floral arrangements and stuff, and he got excited about it. So yeah, it's an exciting program. So any business or youth.
Jess, question, is that year-round or summer?
No, this is for the summer. Gosh, I wish it was year-round. It's a 5-week program that Orange County pays for. Again, it's nothing out of the business's pocket. So if you're really looking to be a mentor, it's something really exciting. And I know we have some new businesses out there that would probably be interested in signing up for that. And let's get our youth involved too. It's a great way to have at home, work opportunities. And that's really all I have.
Thank you. Trustee Carroll?
Let's see, I wanted a quick update on the VRI year in review. Over the past year, VRI focused on improving efficiency, reducing costs, and strengthening the village water system. by switching state and water sample laboratories. The upgrading outdated equipment, the village achieved immediate and ongoing savings without impacting service quality. VIR identified and repaired several major water leaks. A total of 105,000 gallons per day were corrected, resulting in an estimated $177 per year in unbilled water savings, along with reduced chemical costs. Additional infrastructure upgrades, including the replacement of a 50-year-old pump and a major drain valve, improved system reliability and added significant annual savings. Operational and safety improvements to the chemical system, monitoring technology and facilities, reduced after-hour call-outs and avoided outside contractor costs. Most importantly, these leaks repairs increased reservoir storage capacity by approximately 4 months, strengthening long-term water security and resilience to the village. And on another subject, the seniors, this is the spring and it is an exciting time to join the Highland Senior Club. The March calendar offers a large variety of activities focused on connection, creativity, and fun. They're consistently working programs like table talk, trivia, game day, creativity day, and coffee and tea, along with special events such as St. Patrick's Day luncheon, senior trip, and movie matinees. We've also included service-focused projects like blanket making and cards for the nursing homes, quiet self-guided options, and time set aside for village elections. The month closes by recognizing the first responders and the DPW, reflecting the strong community spirit this calendar represents. And if you need any information on joining the seniors, you can stop at the village hall.
The DPW is a coffee and conversation, that's the 31st, right?
That's on Tuesday, yes.
Tuesday the 31st.
Tuesday, 31st. They've
11
done
to 1.
an awesome job down there for us, keeping us safe.
Yeah, they really have.
Yeah.
And that was postponed because one of our snowstorms or one of our issues at the senior
Yes.
center, so that's exciting.
But
Yeah, get the word out there for that.
Thank you, trustee Carroll. Trustee Raines?
Pete, did you know how many gallons came out of the plant in February? Or he didn't give you that?
He didn't give me it.
Okay. All right. So I'll give the stormwater treatment plant. But first, I'd like to say, Ms. Malicott, thanks for thinking about that. I say it all the time. There are other things that also contribute to that. Design and the infiltration on some of the broken pipes that are out there. It's groundwater that gets in there. And as we find those, especially when we're doing like the Ondura project or any other projects, we repair those pipes as soon as we find them. So down at the plant in February, they treated 560,000 gallons of water daily on an average. The precipitation was only 1.4 inches. The snow was a lot more. But they do their general maintenance on all the equipment down there. At Webb Lane, we had a problem with the electric. So the electric went out, the guys got down there, they got it up and running, the pump station. We have a generator, but what happened was, as soon as they got it up and running, the next day, that line went down again. So they had to put a new electric service in. That has been completed, but unfortunately, they can't restore all the road yet. They're waiting on the weather to break a little bit, and they'll be down there to fix the rest of that. And that power was restored on the 27th of February. So they do their weekly process, and that's all been sent out to the DEC that is required. They also did a quarterly mercury sample, and I haven't heard back on that yet. When I do, I'll let everybody know. They continue to remove dumpsters from the belt press sludge, one this month, that's by a qualified service contractor. Pump one, again, is beyond repair. They sent it out to another shop. We're gonna get some prices on to replace that, sir. The other thing was, that was big down there, during the real cold snap, the water line to the plant froze. So, they were, now they have the gray water that they can use for some daily operations down there, but potable water they did not have. It was out for 18 days. So they tried to thaw it out. They did a couple different things with some steam. That was not working, but finally it did get thawed out and they got water back to the plant on a 222. And they also put a new sprocket in the east clarifier on the secondary. That's it down there. And I will find out for you, Mr. Malachi, on average, what it costs for 100,000 gallons to treat 100,000 gallons, as far as chemicals, okay? The Consolidated Planning Board and Zoning Board met at the planning board meeting. They had a new business item. It was a proposed 26 lot subdivision. That's at Villa Parkway. If anybody wants to know about things that are going on in Villa Parkway, neighbors, or just anyone in general, the planning board meetings are a great way to see what's going to be transpiring in the village. This is a good project, but what did come up was some of the planning board members noted that in our code book, we talk about the road surfacing, and it talks about tar and chip. So I've been tasked as the codification officer, sir, to come up with a new detail for that. If anybody else knows anything in the code book that's from 1953, let me know, and we can work on it together, or I can just work on it if you just let me know anything that you think is outdated in there. But tar and chip, I'm sure the developer would love to get away with putting tar and chip down, but I don't think that's great for a road, especially if they're going to give it to the village or dedicate it to the village. So I'm going to be working on that. Another thing that I did work on with the clerk, the deputy clerk, and I believe the mayor sat in on it, was a demo for Muni Collab. And we were talking about the permitting system for short-term rentals. This is a streamlined process, so these short-term rentals, once we get this up and running, they can actually fill out all of the paperwork online, and then it will come to our village clerk. We will ensure that all of it has been properly filled out, send them an email back, letting them know that they can come in for the fees. Because the fees, at this point in time, we don't want to do them with credit card, we'd rather have them come in. But it will definitely streamline the process as far as helping the short-term rental applicant, because the website actually utilizes a lot of the county information. And then once that's up and running like that, anybody can go on and see what these projects are that are before the village. I'm also going to speak with the town and see if they would like to do this for their planning and zoning boards. I know I utilize it in some other villages and towns that I do work in, and it definitely helps the office personnel. For the moment, sir, that's it.
Thank you, appreciate that. Sure. Okay, just a couple quick comments. I believe what Mr. Malacott was referring to was sewer infiltration. Just keep in mind that we are an MS4 community, so some of the water that goes through our, normal drainage system does have to get processed through the plant. They used to do what's called a smoke test, where they smoke, for lack of a better term, I'd hate to use the word bomb, but smoke bomb into the sewer system, and then what happens is if you have a sump pump in your house that's directly connected to the sewer system, which you're not supposed to, your house would fill up with smoke. I believe they did one of these when I was just a wee lad. I say wee lad because it's St. Patty's Day.
I got it.
So, it's something that we could talk about again, but because we are an MS4 community, some of that is runoff from just, you know,
Can you define MS4?
it's a term that the state DEC puts out. I don't, do you know what the acronym is?
Municipality, municipal
Sanitation,
sanitation,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's like
And-
grade 4, and basically that means that you have to put what goes through, that gets collected through your normal runoff and drainage system through your sewer plant for treatment. It's another unfunded mandate from our wonderful folks up in Albany. So, you know, if we
It's
can,
just updated.
yeah, which we're just in the process of updating. So I can get you a number, we could throw out a figure like 100,000, but I don't know for sure what actually is going in from folks who are infiltrating on their residential homes.
Right, well, it seems like every report, the blame is being put on homeowners with sump pumps. And if there, you know,
I don't know
there could
that-
be multiple reasons I'm hearing.
Okay, but I don't know that anybody up here said it, we just said that it's part of the infiltration. So if you have a sump pump that goes directly into a sewer line, you're not supposed to. But if we get an inch of rain, that's gonna cause more amounts of water going in to get treated through the sewer system. I don't know where we've historically spent more money on chemicals to treat water in the sewer plant. Usually the chemical amounts that we keep to treat that water has been relatively flat.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Not yet.
Very short.
Not yet. So, we would try to get you that figure, but I think it's gonna be hard to pinpoint exactly what a random house would be contributing to that infiltration. In addition to that, another unfunded mandate from the folks in Albany is now that we have to chlorinate the water, rechlorinate the water after we take the chlorine out, put it back in at the sewer plant. So that's gonna be an additional cost that we don't get funds for, that we have to come up with. So, it seems to be the mantra coming from, I think it's just like a north-down thing, so I'm not sure what that is, but I'll come back to that. Hold on, 4th of July,
On the water bill.
go ahead,
So also,
I'm gonna start talking.
the water department, when they do their
Yeah, I
flush
know.
up, when they do the flush at the water department, sir,
Yeah,
we can't put that clean water into the brook.
the backwash you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has,
Yeah, I've seen that.
it has,
Is
it has.
the only cost the chemicals? There's no manpower costs or
There's
water?
no additional- no.
Water costs? Well, we treat water in the water plant,
But
is
that,
that in the cost?
that backwash has to go right into the sewer
Yeah.
system,
Yeah.
unfortunately, as well.
Well,
And it's something that, you know, way back in the day, we were able to just put
I've
that
seen
clean
it.
water
I've
into the
seen that
stream.
process.
Sorry, sir.
No, that's fine, no worries, I'm busting your chops. Quick comment on the 4th of July. I'm currently the treasurer of the 4th of July, which I'll be rescinding my treasurer duties from that position. I don't think the city mayor should be also the treasurer of the 4th of July committee. Historically, those are the tax, there's been no tax money put into that account. Usually what the village board does is pay directly towards a portion of the fireworks directly to the vendor. So that kind of answers your question. It's not really taxpayer money, although they do take donations in from residents and vendors. But you'd have to talk to that committee that meets when they meet. I'm not even exactly sure. I don't even get notified, and I am the current treasurer, but I will not be treasurer by the end of this month, so I'm sure they'll find something. I know that the sheriff's office and emergency 911, and I was talking to the chief today about, you know, with everything going on in the Middle East, a lot of different municipalities and police departments and Homeland Security's doing this mantra of see something, say something, so just be cognizant of that. Last year, almost last year into this year, we had a beautiful camera system upgraded in the community, so you might see them hanging in different spots. We got that through a grant. There's a huge monitor in the station that you could see just about every one of those troublesome angles in the community. So that was good. I think that helps our security in the community. We did have a water leak on Old State Road, and referring to what trustee Ramos said, right by the sewer plant, they were able to fix that. We were made aware of today of another water leak on Old State Road, which is the 12-inch line, which is the main line, which is causing some brown water down in that area, so they're working on that. The head wall on Clytes Avenue, some of the rocks, as the snow starts to melt, thankfully, some of the rocks came down and kind of clogged that head wall, so when we're calling Tammin to help with the leak for the 12-inch on Old State Road, they're taking care of the head wall on Clytes, which is vital for drainage. I know we have Tiana, who we just appointed a new ZBA member. Look, she got all nervous as soon as I said her name. So, we welcome her to the meeting tonight, and good luck on your new zoning board position. March 18th is the next zoning board meeting,
And they're appointing someone from the town tonight.
we hope.
Hopefully.
In addition to, security in the community, I know the Orange County Sheriff's Office launched the Orange County Threat Advisory Committee, which I think is a very innovative new committee. They're taking all different aspects of law enforcement, mental health, education, advanced warning, and putting it all together in an area where they can respond better, quicker, to try to prevent some of these situations that happen. I know we have a great working relationship. I thank the chief for working with the sheriff's office. It's very, very good, and they have a lot of resources. They help us with different activities. They help us with different manpower, or officer and deputy power, so we appreciate that very much. Mobile DMV was scheduled for March 18th. We are gonna reschedule that due to, we have election day on that day, so we can't have mobile DMV and election day. We don't want people to get nervous about having, getting their ID updated and then going to vote. So I don't want to cause a whole, thing in the community about that. Please remember, Restaurant Week starts March 9th to the 15th. Please patronize the restaurants locally on Main Street, if you could please. Also, there's a couple different events. There's one at the library coming up, which is Soup and Movie. Did you mention that?
I did not,
You
thank
did not, Soup and Movie. You can have a little cup of soup, watch Mr. Wells. I know you're a soup guy.
Fish soup?
I believe the movie
You
is
bring your own,
very
you bring a
nice.
mug and they give you the soup and you watch a movie.
there.
I think it's great, it's a good thing.
What's the movie? I forgot.
I'm not sure what the movie
When
is.
Harry Met
Oh,
Sally.
yes.
It may be, you might have to check your age when you go in there if you're too young to watch the movie. So I'm sure it's probably a Disney something or other. So, that's what I had there. Lastly, the police report for the month of February was a total of 675 calls. Rest summary, there was 3 felonies, 1 misdemeanor. Total summonses issues were 63. Traffic tickets were 24. Parking violations were 39. Revenue will be for next month's meeting, report on that, and the total mileage was 3,588. I know that trustee Olivia mentioned it, but please sign up on the website, our wonderful website, beautiful website. It's so fantastic, that website. Please sign up for e-alerts so that you're up to date on all the e-alerts that come out, and warnings and information and whatever we can get you folks the information you need to know what's going on. And lastly, I want to thank the attorney because we did get something for the board to look at in regards to LLCs that I want you all to look at, that I think we're gonna pass, or at least introduce to the local, as a local law to the community. It's very important. It's in regards to the ability for, transparency. We like to throw that word around. I know that word gets thrown around election time, but we actually try to abide by it. And it's in regards to LLCs and the ability for those folks to, disseminate and talk about and let us know who the actual players are in the LLC. I think that's very important for us as the village board and municipality to know that. So you have that law in front of you. Please take a look at it. Any questions, email the attorney. That would be greatly appreciated. So you have that in front of you. We do have an executive session tonight, so I'll need a motion to go into
But I
that.
had one thing.
You have one
Mr.
thing?
Malabat, I am sorry, I have been sitting on the 4th of July committee. I
Oh,
forgot
okay,
about that.
sorry.
How did I forget that?
I don't know.
Hey, have you attended, that's all.
Yes, I have. I've been attending those meetings. So I will keep you abreast of what goes on there.
So I just need a motion to go into executive session. We'll have our labor attorney and the village attorney there.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. We're gonna go downstairs and approve.